The title of the show comes from the title of one of my paintings. It's called Betrayal, Sweet Blood. I like the ambiguity between the gesture and the emotion we are expecting. I started to work on paper, sketching different versions. It turned into an image of a woman who seemed to be crying and laughing and watching at the same time. She's making a gesture for one emotion and also hiding different emotions. I started to draw more this time because I moved my studio to my house because of pandemic, and I made a lot of drawings while I was adjusting working at home. I think compared to the body of work from last show, I focused on depicting eyes and direction of gazes. I use mirrors, frames, windows, or fragmented bodies because I want to add subplots or little narrative fragments inside my paintings which complement the central image. I like the techniques they use for doing this in films and novels, like split screen shots or flashbacks, dream sequences, or parallel stories. I do something like that to expand the physical and psychological spaces, the sense of time. It does create distance in certain ways, but I think it also adds intimacy at the same time because you get a more complex portrait of the character or situation or story. I'm always looking for what is strange in normal life. We experience everything through our bodies, which are always changing and transforming over time. I'm trying to show with one image some of the different ways we inhabit our bodies and the ways our bodies represent different parts of us, like psychologically, physically, even sexually or socially. Animals, food, and plants are recurring forms in my work. I'm curious about the perspectives of animals and other living things, how they interact with our lives and how we interact with theirs. I like to imagine what a cat or dog at the side of the room is thinking about, even smaller insects such as ants or mosquitoes. Imagining how totally different their point of view is. There's also an intimacy we can have with animals, which is, I feel like it's primitive and deep. Growing up, I felt kind of mentally suffocated living with religious parents and in a conservative culture in Korea. So I never felt free to be myself. I was constantly drawing some images in the edge of my textbook when I was little. Something funny, inappropriate, sometimes a little bit sexual, or like something forbidden stuff. I never showed that to other people. I felt the little area of the paper was a place I could express myself freely. In some way, I feel like I'm still doing the same thing, only now the places I can express myself became expanded to canvases or big paper. So my creation process, I make one image over and over to understand the space in the work. When I feel ready, I start paint. But even while I paint, I go back and draw the same image in different versions. Drawing is faster and more immediate. It feels more like raw and unexpected. Finishing a painting takes me a few months, so drawing helps me to keep the idea alive, like I'm building some organic and fluid world. Very often, the practice led me to the next painting and they became a body of work.